Hi guys, and welcome to our very latest GT Sport beta video. So this race here at the Nurburgring Nordschleife actually took place about a week or two ago, prior to the recent GT Sport update. So this is not the very latest version, so do bear that in mind. So we're driving on board the Ford Focus ST. It's not been the best of starts there. You can see some cars right behind me now, a bit of contact there as he tries to get in on the inside behind. There's just no way through there, so it can be quite frustrating when you do see these players that trying to get through these impossible gaps. And of course, with the Nurburgring Nordschleife, the way it is, it's so narrow that you know you have to take your chances. But of course, you can't. Well, you shouldn't really sort of overstep the line. You're trying to be as clean as you can, which is pretty difficult, admittedly. But you can see I'm under massive pressure now from the cars behind. The cars in front actually have like a 2 or 3 second gap, so we're sitting in 10th place. I believe this is an 18 car race. Again, you can see the cars there. Car there going off there, and McGann, and a good battle going on behind. You can see all the various cars there battling it out, which is what we want to see. So we're just past the 1 minute mark there as my sportsmanship rating goes up. And you can see the cars in front are pretty much away now, so it was a bad start, but it's all about keeping the cars behind me basically. So it is an entertaining race nonetheless. And of course, even if you are out on your own in GT Sport Beta, it is worth completing the races, because of course you do secure you know, a higher sportsmanship rating. Of course, you can increase your driver levels as well with every you know, as long as you keep racing. So coming around this very tricky turn, very easy to get caught out there. You can see the cars behind going wide. So it is one of those turns, those infamous turns at the Nurburgring, that really does sort of sort the men from the boys. And of course you've got the carousel and a number of other turns as well, which do challenge players constantly. So approaching 140 miles per hour as we slam on the brakes. Down at the third gear through here. And again on the brakes here. Through this tricky right-hander into this left. So this is another section that can catch people out. You can see the car behind me making contact and forcing his way through. Well, that's what you call a dirty pass right there. And see, I've seen moves like that really does frustrate me as a clean racer. You know, I don't want to see moves such as this, and I want people to be frightened, if you like, of their sportsmanship rating going down. And when you see moves like that, you just think, you know, it's not quite there with GT Sport. This is, of course, the beta, so you know, it's all subject to change, but we don't like seeing moves like that if you're a clean racer, so it is what it is. Brakes then down a second through this tight right-hander. Again, getting it slightly wrong there, a little bit wide, getting the car unsettled. I do have some assists on in this race, so if you want to see gameplay at the Nurburgring with no assists, we have a no assist video on the channel, so do have a look out for that. It's about 1 or 2 weeks back. So again, a good battle going on behind me as we pass the 3 minute mark, and here is yet another turn that's very tricky. You've really got to get the speed down through here. It's so easy to hit the barrier. You can see the cars behind me doing just that. So it is one of those turns, very deceptive. You have to brake earlier than you expect, because it is a very tight turn, and you know, if you're used to lapping around the Nurburgring, of course you will get to grips with it. And this is another turn here that's easy to run wide as I do just that. And you see the car behind me hitting the barrier as I get the car there just getting the pass as I put the pressure on, not giving up the place easy. So it's all about keeping behind as close as you can to the driver in front and hoping that he would or she would crack under pressure. You can see blocking my way through there. It is a very tight turn, as I said earlier, so it really is a track that requires a lot of finesse. It's very hard to actually get a clean overtake now as I do just that. So you can see the car again behind me getting it all wrong. So it is, you know, once you do build up a good idea of the Nurburgring, you know which turns you have a chance to pass, because you know the really tricky turns that a lot of people get wrong. So you can sort of maneuver your car into a position to make a potential move, and that's pretty much what just happened there. But other than that, it's one of those tracks that you know, you're going to spend a lot of time in front of or behind cars, you know, looking for that opportunity to pass, which does make the Nurburgring, you know, frustrating for some players, but for other players, you know, you just sort of you get yourself behind your rival and you just wait for that moment, and then as soon as it appears, you know, you go for it. But as long as you keep it reasonably clean, you know, you shouldn't be causing too much grief for the other player. So we're coming up to the infamous carousel turn now, which is pretty tricky in front-wheel drive cars. You do have to take it very cautiously, I find, and more cautiously actually in GT Sport than I would in, say, GT6. So it is a refined handling model, which does require a little bit more caution in certain scenarios. So down at second gear through here, very light on the accelerator initially, and then I'm sort of flooring it on the way out as I get more confidence. As the turn opens up, I can then put the pedal to the metal. So we're in 11th place. We're 5.5 minutes gone now, so we have passed the halfway point. And you know, it was one of those races where you're not a lot of action going on. You're pretty much on your own. I'm pretty much on my own, I should say, in this race. But you know, it's still entertaining in the sense that you have cars behind you. There's, you know, we had a few overtakes going on, and you know, even a seemingly dull race at Nurburgring always throws up one or two surprises. So you don't tend to get boring races at Nurburgring. I find there's always something going on. There's always a pass here and there. And, you know, it's one of those sort of cat and mouse tracks where you sort of, you don't really want to pounce. You don't want to sort of dive into the inside. You really have to sort of bide your time because it's so narrow, and you've really got to sort of wait for that opportunity. And so it does have that sort of cat and mouse going on about it. As long as you don't, as long as you're not reckless. If you're safe and you want to make clean passes, then it is quite a thrilling track, even though it may not appear so to the sort of uninitiated. But we're getting under pressure now from the car behind. You can see him closing the gap there. So I get it a little bit wrong over this chicane. So just trying to stay in front of the car behind, who looks like he's driving very aggressively. So just want to be taking the best lines, really closing any inside lines as I can. And just providing as few opportunity for the car behind as possible. You can see now I'm actually closing on the driver in front as well, number 10 car there, so might have a chance to get 10th place in this race yet. I'm more concerned with the car behind because he's very much getting pretty big in my mirrors now, so it is a concern of mine right now. So coming around this left-hander then, easy to get wrong through here. And just having a look there, so I'm getting more and more concerned about the driver behind me as we go onto this right-hander, which goes on forever, which puts you on the straight, the sort of 1.4 mile long straight. So it's very important you get a lot of speed through this particular curve here. You can see I'm under pressure here. Now when you're racing side by side against a driver here, sometimes it's best just to let them through, because you don't want to upset your sportsmanship rating as it just goes up there. And you know, sometimes it's just not worth the risk. So I'm letting him go to one side. I'm not going to block him. If he wants to make the pass, he can do that. And there we go. So he's going to have a look. So unintentionally I did block him a bit there. There was a little bit less room than I imagined. But I'm moving over now towards the centre of the track. And the problem is now, of course, we're going for this left-hander. And okay, so he has given away there. So that's okay. But I'm going to be taking... Oh, he's having a look on the outside there. He's bumped me. And well, I'm not sure where he's at now. I can't... There he is behind me. So we're going to be coming through the last few turns now, and look at this, he's going to dive bomb me on the inside. Ah, terrible overtake movement there. Dirty pass there, so I'm going to have to settle for 12th place, but that was it for a GT Sport beta race at the Nurburgring, and we'll have more coverage on the title coming up very shortly. Thanks for watching.
Well, how do you like it?
Makes me feel...